Hello and thanks for joining us for our late night newscast coming to you from Arirang's news centre in Seoul. I'm Mark Broome. And we start with news that North Korea has accepted the South's proposal to hold working-level talks on arranging reunions for families separated by the Korean War. The response came just a day after the South Korean Red Cross made the offer to its North Korean counterpart on Friday. South Korea's unification ministry says the talks will be held on September 7th on the South Korean side of the border village of Panmunjom. Discussions will be focused on the date, location and number of participants. Seoul and Pyongyang had agreed this week to arrange reunions in time for the Korean Thanksgiving or Chuseok holiday at the end of September, but October is looking more likely as preparations normally take a month or so after the details have been agreed. If everything goes as planned, the reunions will be the 20th such event since 1985. The last set of reunions was held in February last year. Staying with inter-Korean relations, and North Korea has been lauding the recent landmark deal between Seoul and Pyongyang. North Korea's usual bluster against the South has been replaced with calls for even stronger cooperation and even unification. Gwon-swa reports.
North Korea's state-run media is echoing Kim Jong-un's sentiments about the inter-Korean deal reached this week. The young leader called the deal a landmark occasion that paves the way for better relations between the two Koreas. On Saturday, the North's main propaganda website 우리 민족끼리 joined the chorus of support, saying the deal should be the turning point to improve the two Koreas' relationship. It said the critical situation, namely the recent confrontation, had been resolved for now thanks to the high-level talks, but efforts should not end there. It said even stronger moves should be made toward the improvement of ties as well as unification. The report added that confrontation and mistrust needs to be shaken off and a constructive atmosphere established. The Japan-based pro-North Korea newspaper Joseon Shinbo has also positively appraised the deal. It says the priority now has to be placed on settling mutual issues of concern and opening a new era of united cooperation. Analysts say this unusual outpouring of enthusiasm for improved ties is part of Kim Jong-un's efforts to control the path of inter-Korean relations.
The North Korean leader wants to clearly show that he does not just fall behind the Park administration in the South when it comes to solving inter-Korean issues. He wants to prove this to the international community, his own country, and the South Korean society.
Experts also say North Korea's rapid change in tone is being driven by its need for financial assistance from the South and to cool international criticism about the regime. Gwon-swa, Arirang News.
UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has defended his decision to travel to Beijing next week to watch a military parade marking the end of World War II. Chinese state media reports that Ban told Chinese reporters based at the UN that he wanted to recognize China's contribution and sacrifice during the war. He said the world sympathizes with China for the sufferings it went through during that period in history. The UN chief's remarks come after Japanese media reported that Japan's foreign ministry has expressed strong displeasure with his attendance. Now, thousands of Chinese troops will march through Beijing on Thursday to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the war's end. It will be overseen by Chinese President Xi Jinping and leaders such as South Korean President Park Geun-hye and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Western leaders mostly declined to attend, as did Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. Foreign Minister Byungse is on his way to Alaska for talks with his US counterpart John Kerry. They will largely centre around the security conditions on the Korean peninsula following the recent deal between the two Koreas. Officials say Yoon and Kerry will hold one-on-one talks on the sidelines of the two-day Conference on Global Leadership in the Arctic that opens on Sunday in Anchorage. The two officials also plan to discuss President Park Geun-hye's scheduled visit to Washington in October, and other pending issues related to their alliance. At the conference itself, Minister Yoon will give a speech on South Korea's policy on the Arctic and Seoul's commitment to tackling climate change. He's also scheduled to visit the headquarters of the Pacific Command in Hawaii on Monday on his way back to Korea. Now, in some welcome news for the Korean economy, the number of foreign visitors to the country has returned to levels seen prior to the outbreak of Middle East respiratory syndrome in May. Government figures show that since mid-August, the average daily number of foreigners stepping foot into Korea has recovered to around 30,000. On Tuesday, in fact, that number reached nearly 48,000, with half coming from China. Tens of thousands of Chinese tourists had cancelled trips to Korea this summer due to fears about the MERS virus. Countermeasures like extending visa periods and waiving visa fees, as well as special events, are being credited with attracting international visitors back to Korea. Korean stocks are expected to maintain their upward momentum next week as concerns over China recede and speculation swells that the US Federal Reserve might potentially delay its expected rate hike. After a slow start, the benchmark Kospi jumped 3.3% this week to close at 1,938. Analysts say the return to relative calm in China and the diffusion of inter-Korean tensions should enable the market to move slightly higher in the coming sessions. However, they advise investors to keep an eye on some key manufacturing data out of China and a US jobs report, both of which are due out next week. Police in Thailand have arrested a suspect in connection with a bomb attack in Bangkok that killed 20 people on August 17th. The police spokesman says the man fits the description of a person identified on security cameras as leaving a backpack at the site of the blast. The man was arrested on Saturday in a northern district of Bangkok. Possible bomb-making components, including detonators and ball bearings, were also found in the man's home. Police say the man is a foreigner, but are refusing to say if he is Turkish, as had been reported by some media outlets in Thailand. Investigators are still trying to determine the motive for the bombing at the Arirang shrine, an attraction popular with Chinese tourists as well as Thais. Now, we're still largely clueless when it comes to what lurks below the planet's oceans, but we are gradually finding out more and more. Delving into one of these never-before-seen worlds, a group of Korean scientists in Antarctica have made some stunning new discoveries of their own. Ji Myung-gil reports.
These are known as hydrothermal vents, and they are commonly found near volcanically active places where tectonic plates move apart, as well as in ocean basins. And for the first time in the world, Korean scientists at the Korea Polar Research Institute have discovered a hydrothermal vent in the Antarctic deep seabed at a depth of 2,000 meters. Named the Cloudy Mujin vent field, the vent emits what is known as black smokers, or clouds of black material rich in minerals that make it possible to host a variety of organisms such as crabs and starfish.
We could personally go down there in a submarine. We certainly will be able to explore how these hydrothermal vents work, as well as collect samples and organisms, allowing us to unveil more things about the ocean's floor.
Ocean vent exploration and the study of deep-sea biosphere are expected to gain momentum, thanks to the Korean scientists' breakthrough discovery. Ji Myung-gil, Arirang News.
Korea has a number of different programs that help foreign visitors get acquainted with the country's rich pop culture. Among them is a special Hallyu training center located in the northern city of Paju. It's offering visitors the chance to learn all their favorite K-pop dance routines. Won Ji-yeon has the details.
An addictive melody goes on play, and this group of French students begin swinging their arms and legs to the beat. Though their dancing skills may not be as impeccable as the original K-pop stars, their passion and efforts shine through.
I'm a huge fan of EXO and their choreography. It feels great to learn their dance moves firsthand.
This is Korea's first Hallyu training center located at the Global K Center in Paju. With the number of foreign visitors on the rise, the center was established last November as part of the government's efforts to promote K-pop as a tourist attraction. Included in its special K-pop experience program for foreign visitors, the facility offers dance lessons as well as practice rooms and recording studios.
The teachers are amazing, and the classes made me like K-pop even more. I love K-pop.
The program also comes with vocal training sessions, so with a few lessons here, K-pop fans can get both the singing and the dancing skills they need to follow in the footsteps of their favorite Hallyu stars. The center hopes to attract up to 20,000 visitors every year. Won Ji-hyun, Arirang News.
Now, before we go, taking a brief look at the weather, and we're going to see more pleasant conditions on Sunday under mostly sunny skies with afternoon highs nationwide in the mid to high 20s to low 30s. It will be a comfortable night as well. The mercury is only going to dip down to 16 degrees Celsius in Seoul. And we can also expect similar bright, warm and sunny conditions throughout the whole of next week as well. With that, let's take a look at the weather around the world. Well, those are the stories we have for you at this hour. For more of the latest, don't forget to check out our website, arirang.com/news. Do enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.